...170 seconds. 170 seconds. That's how much faster this can make you in a 5K that I just read in this study. Which, if true, would be absolutely fucking insane. The effects of plyometric training on the performance of 5K road runners. But I know what you're thinking, and it's what I thought like 10 minutes ago. How the hell is this possible? So here's how I'm going to break it down. We're going to look at activities and the load that they actually place on your body. Muscles and soft tissues are honestly incredible. It's actually quite amazing how these same muscles can help you to sprint down the road or lift really heavy weights or go to the shops to get some bread. And running, simply put, is hopping over and over along the road. And this places a lot of stress on those joints and bones and these very adaptable muscles. And along this spectrum of load and activities, I would put it around about here. So when you think about it, it kind of makes sense that running would benefit highly from working on this side of the spectrum. Especially over a short intervention of, I don't know, like 2 sessions a week for 8 weeks. So this study looked at 24 fellas and split them up into 3 different groups. No females in these studies, so sorry girls. Now group number 1 actually was the control group, and all they did was just continue with their normal training of around 10 hours per week, plus or minus 6 hours per week. What? Plus or minus 6 hours per week. So some of them were probably on 4 hours a week and some of them were probably on 16. But anyways, group 2 continued with their normal running schedule and added in squat jumps. And group 3 continued with their normal running training once again, just like group 2, but they added in drop jumps instead. Once again, 2 sessions per week. So each group completed a 5K time trial at the start of this program, then did the intervention and then did a 5K time trial after. And yeah, one of the plyometric groups had an 11% increase in their race time. I mean decrease, 11% decrease in their 5K running time, which is insane, right? So I'm going to show you exactly what they did to get these crazy 5K improvements. Now group 1, they basically did absolutely nothing different. They just carried on with their normal training and they got a 4-second improvement in their 5K time. From 1,701 seconds to 1,696 seconds. I don't know why they read it like that, but it was a bit of an improvement. That's a 28-minute 5K. Nice. Group number 2 did squat jumps. So 6 squat jumps at a time in a 30-second block. So every 2 seconds they were doing a squat jump. My ladder's just been sinking into the grass. Which is pretty cool and not a bad protocol really, and they improved their 5K time still by quite a lot, by 140 seconds improvement on average, which once again, that's fucking insane. Because group 3 was doing drop jumps, which is when you drop off the ladder onto the ground and then jump back up. Drop jump. The drop jump is quite an advanced plyometric movement, but once again, same protocol, doing one every 2 seconds in a 30-second block before having a longer rest. So pretty cool, right? But anyways, they had 170 seconds improvement. So I guess you could just like, I don't know, not run as much and not push as hard in your sessions and then just do plyometrics and get way faster. I just had an idea. What about if you did a drop jump and then did a squat jump right after it? That would be like 310% improvement on your 5K time over 8 weeks. That's a bargain, hey? Now those results are absolutely insane, and I'm pretty sure I know why this is the case and why it's probably not a good idea for you to start just drop jumping like tomorrow or today. Because when I was still at uni, I was a research assistant for this one study, right? I think it was a Spanish study, and I've never been able to find the actual study itself because it's in Spanish. But we were looking at how much we could improve someone's running VO2 max by not even doing any running, by only doing VO2 max sessions on the watt bike. And they also did 8 weeks of 2 sessions per week doing this really rough VO2 max protocol on the bike. 10 rounds of 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, at VO2 max. A pretty fucking hard session if you ask me. And between each of the sets, we were taking their blood lactate to make sure that they were actually hitting that VO2 max kind of benchmark. And boys, the results were nuts. After this 8-week block, people were improving their VO2 max by like 10% because they were hammering VO2 max sessions twice a week for 8 weeks. Fuck that. But what I learned from this is that massive improvements can be made over a short period of time by doing really hard things. And this plyometric study is giving me very similar vibes. We've all heard of peaking before, right? Lots of high intensity work and very specific work in the lead up to a race to peak at the perfect time. And the key with peaking is that you're really towing the line between maximizing every bit of performance and probably getting injured. And that's why a lot of coaches will generally plan for like 6 months straight and really nail down like a 6 to 8 week block of peaking for a specific race, because you want to minimize the amount of injury risk that you're going to have and maximize your performance. Because first you want to build resilience, strength and base, and then you want to work your way up in intensity and specificity, and then smash like 6 to 8 weeks, like I said before, in a very specific manner. So what I think is happening is that there is a certain amount of this kind of peaking. What I think is happening is that there's a certain amount of peaking or like priming the central nervous system to really get into that super performance mode, but probably pushing you really close to injury mode too. So it's probably perfect to do this kind of stuff for like a short-term block to get PBs, but probably not the best to do all year round. Now, the way that I like to think about this process is central versus peripheral fitness. Peripheral fitness is like the mitochondrial density in your working muscles. It's the muscle and the tendon strength that takes a long time to build and is a very slow process. Whereas central fitness is fast acting. It's like the neurological priming of your body. And so contrasting that with peripheral fitness that takes a long time, years and years and years to build up slowly, central fitness you can pick up in just a couple of weeks, like shown in this program. If you can get that neurological system fired up so that your ground contact time starts to get quicker and quicker and quicker, and as you hit the ground you get full recruitment of all of the muscle fibers, that is going to make you much faster, much quicker. But it comes with a drawback. Faster muscle contractions like this incur a load on the body, and this will increase our injury risk, and that means we might get injured or we might get a PB, one or the other. So here's what I would do with this new information. Number 1, start periodizing your training. Build base mileage and strength in a particular window in the year. It can be 6 weeks, it can be 8 weeks. It can be like me and doing it for 3.5 months. And only after you've built that strength and resilience and those peripheral adaptations that you can really start to peak at the right time by doing 6 to 8 weeks of specific training. And that's when you can start to include the plyometrics and the very specific workouts for your race goal and all the good stuff that's going to really get you peaked at the right time. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Now, if you're still here and you want to learn more about periodization and specific things around that, then just let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.